So you said like leaving a message kind of thing. What is that message for you? What do you feel like you want your message to be?
Oh man, I mean, I don't know, because each song is a message and each thing you do on stage is a message. But I think the thing I'm really interested in right now is like I really had this revelation maybe, a couple years ago, or I mean, it's a continual thing, but I really came to like this realization that I think pop, like the way that we perceive pop music now in our culture, I think is super sexist. And I think that like for a long time, there was certain kinds of music that was deemed as lesser than the rest of music. And I think that's because it was made for women. And I think that that's really has been really bad for a really long time. I think a cool thing that's happening now is artists like Shawn Mendes, artists like, even Justin Bieber, that are making music that are like predominantly for people that are attracted to them is like, and I mean, I think this is also homophobic. Like there's a lot of, bad stuff wrapped up in this. But I think the cool thing is like this music is starting to become more accepted. And I think that has a lot to do with like the general tone of like Me Too and the general tone of like these LGBTQ plus movements really like permeating throughout our culture. And I think for a really long time that music was like deemed as less important because half the population didn't understand it, and just because you don't understand something, like they're men mostly are like this is stupid. It's like the classic thing where someone's like, I really don't like early Beatles records, and it's like, why? It's because it's I Want to Hold Your Hand, and like it's love songs for teenage girls, but for some reason that's like not okay. And I think that's what I'm really like excited about, is making music that is deemed as acceptable, that is made for that audience. So I think that's something I'm really excited about. And like, I think there was a moment where it's like people knew that they could, capitalize off of that kind of music. And it wasn't good. Like the respect of like looking at a teenage girl and saying like, I'm going to sing a song for you and I'm going to make the best song for you. And I'm going to try to like understand what you're going through, I think is like a beautiful thing. So I think that's kind of what I'm interested in right now.
Okay.
Sorry. Wow. This is getting deep. I'm going to stand up and then sit back down.